So you want to become a wedding planner, but you're not really sure how much it costs to start your wedding planning business. And you're even wondering, what are the expenses that I should expect as I become a wedding planner? Well, lucky for you, in this video, I am breaking down the exact expenses and the different expense categories that you need to be aware of and budget for so that you can launch your wedding planning business in 2025. Hey there, friends. It's your business BFF, Candice Coppola, and welcome back to my YouTube. I have a very special video for you today for all my startup wedding planners out there who want to start their own business, or if you're in startup mode and you're currently starting your business, I'm going to break down for you the expenses you need to be aware of so that you can launch your wedding planning business and know exactly how much you need to budget to launch your wedding planning business. Now, I was a wedding planner in a former life. As you may know, I started my wedding planning business way back in the day. 2007, I was 26. I had no idea what I was doing. And I wish that I had a video like this that would answer some of my questions, like how much should I expect to spend to launch my wedding planning business? And also, like, what are some ongoing expenses that I need to budget for to keep my wedding planning business afloat? I wish I knew all of this when I started my business way back in the day. If you're new here, I'm so glad you're here. Do me a favor. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. I would love to serve you on this journey this year as you launch and grow your wedding planning business. As I mentioned, I'm a former wedding planner and designer. I grew my business into a multi-country, multi-six-figure wedding planning business with a team. We helped serve clients all over the world. We did local events in the tri-state area. We did destination weddings, basically all over. And in 2019, just before the pandemic, I sold my business so that I could teach you everything I know about how to start, scale, and grow your wedding planning business. I'm so passionate about supporting wedding planners no matter the stage of your journey. I want your business to grow. I want you to live out your dreams. I want you to not make the same mistakes that I made when I was growing my wedding planning business. So if all of that sounds right up your alley, you are in the right place. Make sure you hit subscribe so you don't miss a video. I upload videos on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and I'm just so excited to support you. Let's get into the expenses now that you can expect as you start and scale your wedding planning business. The first expense that I want you to budget for is filing for your LLC. I've gotten a lot of questions here on YouTube, and I usually get them in my inbox too. Do I need to file for an LLC? Do I need to have an LLC registered? Absolutely, yes, you do. It's so important for you to have a registered business for so many reasons that I can get into in a separate video, but you're going to need to budget for this. Now, I'm not an attorney. You can always speak to one, and if you know me, you know I love to tell you that. This is not legal advice, but it is business BFF advice. File for your LLC. Now, I've partnered with Northwest Agent to help you start and file your LLC. This generally costs somewhere around $200+, but Northwest Agent is offering you an LLC filing for just as low as $49. I will link to it in the description box below. Amazing agency, and it makes it so easy for you to file for your LLC online. So easy. I filed for LLCs online. I did it, the old way back in the day with an attorney and sat in their office and all that stuff. You don't have to do that anymore. It's not scary. It's not hard. And it's so important for you to file for your LLC, and also make sure that you register your business with the government. And if you're in the United States, you want to get an EIN number, which is employer identification number. This is really important. So you're going to have to do all the big girl stuff. It's best to just get it done so that you don't regret not doing it. So the first expense is LLC. Second is education. Now, free YouTube videos like this are only going to get you so far. I'm committed on this channel to really helping you. I'm not here for fluff. I want to give you straight up advice, but it's only going to take you so far. And you need to invest in education as you start your wedding planning business. Weddings are so important. There's no do-overs here. Your clients are relying on you to get it right because there's only one shot to do this. Right? So you want to make sure that anywhere in your skill set that you need help, that you seek out education to just get you stronger and get you sharper. Now, the amount that I recommend for education as a startup is about $1,500. And please do not throw tomatoes at me. That's over the first year of business or the first year and a half of business. Expect to spend about $1,500 on education, whether it's courses, joining me inside the Planner's Playbook, picking up some amazing tools inside my shop for wedding planners, playbooks, templates, things like that. Maybe buying a course or hiring a business coach. $1,500 is a respectable amount to spend over the first year of launching your business on education. You don't have to have it up front, but I'll tell you something. Planners who pay for education and make education a priority go a lot farther, a lot quicker. Just saying. They're cutting through all the BS. They're going straight to the source and they're asking, how do I do this? Tell me how you do it. And they have that knowledge and then they go out and do the thing. They're not spinning in circles and, procrastinating or worrying. They're getting information directly from the sources and they're applying it to their business. You can see how naturally education helps you get to where you're going so much faster. About $1,500 for education. So that brings us to about $1,549. Shall we keep going? I don't know if I can keep this math going. Shout out to Mary Ann, who's editing this video. Maybe she can tally up the expenses here for us. That would be so great. No pressure, Mary Ann. Okay. Next up is your website and your domain. And I've just got my notes here, so you might see me reference off camera, and that's just because I want to make sure that I'm not missing anything. Your website and your domain name. As you get launched, you're going to need a website, you're going to need a domain name. Domain names cost anywhere between $10 to $12. They're not really expensive, but you do need to renew that every year. That's a reoccurring cost that you'll need to configure into your overall operating costs. For website design and a website hosting, that's separate. You usually pay for your website host monthly. And I love two specific website hosts that also are very powerful website builders. They are Showit and Squarespace. Both have their pros and cons. I'll let you be the judge. If you go to my website, CandiceCoppola.com, you will see my website is built on Showit. In fact, all my websites, Planner's Playbook, WeddingPro Insiders, the Client Cocktail, every website I have, the Wedding Planner Business Blueprint, all Showit-based websites. I love Showit, but Squarespace is a little easier to use, I think, and might help you get up and running faster. But you're going to need to build a website. And as much as I love a free Wix website, I'm going to put it to you like this. If you want people to pay you money and you want your website to sell your services, how is a free website going to do that? It's not going to do it really well. In fact, it's going to attract people who don't want to pay you a lot of money. Invest in your website. Now, when we talk about domain name, that's $10 to $12 a year. Your website host, depending on your plan, etc., that might be $10 to $40 a month. And then we need to talk about the actual look of your website. If you were to buy a template, which is what I suggest at this stage, that's going to run you somewhere between $300 to up to $1,500 for more of the pricier templates from our friends at like Tonic Site Shop and some of the bougier template shops, or the more expensive, I should say. You can get a really solid, beautiful template for about $200 to $300, and that's perfect for what you need right now, okay? You don't need anything wild and crazy. You just need to get up and started. The first year of business, you're going to learn so much. You're going to rebrand. You're going to redo your website in a year or two. That's just how it goes. There's nothing wrong with it. You just need to get up and running. So expect to spend somewhere between $200 to $500 for a website template, which you're going to fully customize with your branding, your logo, etc. Now, let's also talk about logos, because logos are really, really important, and you're going to need a logo too. I recommend using something like Creative Market for your logos. You can buy a logo template for relatively inexpensive. They can be somewhere between $30 to $40. You'll use Canva to customize your logo, and that's perfect for getting started. Is that the logo that is going to bring you Beyonce's vow renewal? Probably not. But you got to get started, and we can't try to be 10 years ahead in business on day one. So I want you to just find the easiest but most attractive logo that speaks to who you are, your style, your brand, the brand you want to create. And I actually cover this in depth inside my course, the Wedding Planner Business Blueprint, where I walk you through all these steps, by the way, in detail and help you get to where you need to go, and so much more. So if you want my help getting this all together and you want to launch your wedding planning business in 30 days, make sure that you go to startyourweddingplanningbusiness.com and sign up for the waitlist or sign up for the course if it's available. Logo, anywhere between $50 to $100 figure for a template logo. Custom, another story, another video. Now let's move on to the next category, which are templates. And as a startup, we want you to book clients as fast as possible because we need you to start bringing in some income to pay for your domain name each year and your reoccurring website hosting subscription. And this is where templates are going to save your butt and help you just get up and running. You're going to need templates for the planning process. You're going to need templates for maybe even marketing, like Instagram templates or blog templates. You're going to need templates for client guides, your pricing guide. You're going to need templates for different processes within your business. And so templates, take the shortcut. That is a immediate win, is being able to download and purchase a template where an educator like myself has thought through it and is giving you the best performing template that you can use in your business right now. Now in my shop, the Candice Coppola shop, I have tons of templates for wedding planners. I have templates that will help you create your wedding planning packages. I give you pricing advice. We have Canva templates in there, client communication guides, so much waiting for you. Go take the shortcut in my shop. Go to shop.candicecoppola.com. All of it is there for you when you are ready. Now, I would say to budget around $300 to $500 for templates. Maybe throughout the year, you might spend a little bit more, but my wedding planner starter bundle is $500, just under $500. So I'd say $300 to $500 on templates. Think of these templates as ways for you to immediately get up and running. So valuable. Questionnaires, like everything. If there's a template for it, grab it. It's going to get you started. It's going to take you from stuck to started. And then you can customize it to suit how you want to support your clients. Those are startup expenses. We've got your LLC, your business filing, we have your logo, your website, and some templates to get you going. Believe it or not, that's pretty much all you need to start accepting clients into your business. Now, once you start booking clients, then you're going to take on some more expenses, but really that's all we need in order to get started. What I'd love to share with you though are some ongoing expenses that you can expect as a wedding planner. And those expenses are email and website hosting. You should put aside about $50 a month for those. And on top of that, I think it's important to put aside $40 to $100 a month in general for software as a planner. This could be your planning software, it could be your floor plan software. And we're adding multiple softwares in here, something like Honeybook to help you manage your leads and book your clients faster. And I'll link to some softwares below that I love. But anywhere between $40 to $100 a month. Here's the thing though, as your business grows, this expense will grow. We also have to factor in something like ChatGPT or an AI software that's going to help you get things done quicker and smarter. I pay $20 a month for ChatGPT, and that is the best $20 ever. It makes things so much easier for me. You're gonna want to rely on AI software to help you with a lot in your business, quite frankly. And we have to budget for the premium version because you're offering premium services, right? Free attracts free. That's my mentality. So anytime you're using something for free, it's only going to get you so far. If you want to book clients who want to pay you, you need to have expenses in your business that help to support their projects, okay? It's also easy to get carried away with software. So I want you to be mindful as you grow your tech stack as a small business owner, as a wedding planner. You don't need to have it all. You don't need to have every software I mention on this channel or on my podcast, The Power and Purpose. You don't need it all. You just need what is going to work best for you, okay? Education should also go into this ongoing category. Now, we talked about startup education to get you where you're going, but I think it's important once you get up and running, you're going to need ongoing education. Whether it's the Planner's Playbook, which is $67 a month at the time of recording this video, that's my community for planners, or another amazing community that you feel called to join, factor that into your ongoing overhead and expenses. We also need to talk about some client-related costs that you need to prepare yourself for in the startup phase and in the ongoing phase. The good news is that you don't have to pay for these unless you get paid. So when these costs come up, it's actually exciting because it means that people are paying you. And I want you to factor this in, of course, to your pricing, because your overhead costs and your cost of doing business and cost of goods sold needs to be factored into your pricing, okay? Don't think of these necessarily as expenses, but think of them more so as like what brings the clients to you. It's the spending money to make money kind of mentality. First is client gifting. You will absolutely need to budget in how much you want to spend on client gifts. And I have a spoiler to share with you. Your wedding planning clients are going to expect some type of gift from you. Either an onboarding gift, definitely a welcome gift, but maybe even a little something special throughout the process. I did a whole podcast episode with my gifting concierge, Alexandra Puccini from Lavender and Pine, where we talked about client gifting. I will link to it below. Go and check out this podcast episode. We talk about it in depth. Everything you need to know is there. Outside of client gifting, you're also going to have to think about people to help you on the day of. And this is day of wedding staffing. And as you grow your team, you may have, in office or in studio staffing, a VA or somebody to help you, a studio manager, an assistant. But you will need to think of day of staffing. And I can record a whole separate video on what you should pay your day of staffing. I have a whole playbook on day of staffing as well. But consider somewhere between $250 to $500 day rate for day of assistance. Keep that in mind as you create your pricing. And of course, this number is going to vary based on where you live in the world, their experience level, etc. But I think for one day's work, between $250 to $500 for your new or moderately experienced staff member is appropriate. When we look at more experienced folks, people who've been on your team a long time or who can book their own weddings, and then also folks who own their own businesses, that rate goes way, way, way up. So we don't need to worry about that just yet, but just so you know, okay? For day of staffing, we need at least somebody to assist you so that you're not doing the wedding on your own, because you physically cannot. And yes, you can rope your partner into this, by the way. If you are married or you have a supportive partner in your life, you can absolutely rope them in. My first day of assistant was my mom. And then it was my best friend at the time. And it wasn't until after that I hired someone on, an intern that became a large part of my business and eventually bought my business from me. So I started off with my mom, though, and my best friend. And listen, a lot of us start that way. And to be honest, my husband assisted me on my last wedding, up until my last wedding. So rely on your inner circle, but make sure that you can pay them or at least reimburse them their expenses. I love the support of a friend or family member on your first couple of weddings, because they want you to succeed so bad that they're going to just be great, but you can't always hire them. And you definitely do want to have a team. Outside of that, you also might want to think about a bridal assistant for the day, somebody who assists the bridal party and the couple just to make sure that they're comfortable, and additional assistance based on the complexity of the wedding. Again, I talk about this in detail in my day of staffing playbook inside the shop, which you can grab whenever you're ready. You also might want to think about hiring a content creator to come along with you on your weddings, your first weddings. And the cost of that will vary depending on the content creator, but a good rule of thumb is somewhere between maybe $500 to $1,000 to have a content creator come along and take content, behind the scenes content. Content creators are going to be a big part of 2025 and beyond. They were a huge part of 2024. And I can confidently say that I think every single wedding pro this year needs to hire a content creator at least one of their weddings, if not several. It doesn't have to be all, but I think a content creator needs to come along, because the way marketing is shifting, the way we need to have video of our work and us performing our jobs in order to tell the story of the work that we do, things have changed. We have to meet the moment, and there's no more putting the jack in the box back in the box here This is the way marketing is going to be for the foreseeable future. So you'll need to budget for this and think about having a content creator come along and get some behind the scenes. Now, of course, this can cost much less if you find somebody who's new like you and wants to bolster their portfolio, or if you do a swap or a deal of some kind. But, just kind of giving you the running rate of a content creator for some behind the scenes. And then the cost does go beyond $1,000, just so you know. They can get more expensive, which, you know what? Good for them. Good for content creators. They should be. I mean, it's not easy, and they're doing us a huge service. So love that. Okay, with that said, there are some more optional things for you to think about. You don't need to do all of these, okay, to start, but I do want you to have them in the back of your mind so that when they become an eventuality, you know how to budget for them. The first is branding photos. So eventually you're going to want to get branding photos taken. You can create a budget for these, but maybe your first set of branding photos might be a few headshots of you, and that can cost anywhere between $500 to $1,000. You can barter here. You can create a friendship with a photographer who will do it for free. All possible, but if you were to pay for it, that's what you could expect, okay? I would say within your first year of business, you should get some brand photos of you taken, okay? It's important to be important content for your website and your social media. You also may want to budget eventually for some professional branding. And this is when you are in a position to afford it. Maybe year 2 or 3, going from your creative market logo template and your $250 website template to something a little more substantial. And waiting a year or 2 to do this is important because you just don't have things figured out quite yet when you start, and you need to find your way. But once you know where you're going and the type of brand you're building, you'll want to enlist a professional to help bring your brand voice and vision to life. This can cost anywhere between $3,000 to $5,000 for a brand. I know, and even more than that. And for a website, similarly, you might be able to get a package deal where you get a brand and a website for $5,000, but I just want you to know what these costs are so you can budget for them down the road. You also may want to invest in hiring someone like a virtual assistant or a systems expert to come in and help you. They might set up your honeybook for you. They might help you set up a workflow, automations. Especially if you're not tech savvy, this can kind of be worth its weight in gold. And those VIP days or those special project-based support that you would invest in can cost anywhere between about $750 to $1,500. So keep that in mind as well. A VA to start might cost you $500 a month for limited work, a few hours a week, or about maybe 10 to 15 hours a month. And then the price goes up from there. And we could keep going down the rabbit hole. Pinterest management, social media marketing, there's a lot of additional expenses there, but I will leave it here for now. I say all of this because I want you to just get to thinking about what some of your costs might be. Let's recap your immediate startup costs, okay? These are things that you immediately will be paying for. Your LLC, your education, a website, hosting, email hosting, which I've kind of touched on but didn't go deep on, at yourdomainname.com email. That typically is a little bit of a cost for Gmail. And also your branding. So some type of logo and some brand colors. Next, templates, business templates, swipe files, copy templates, planning package templates. So many templates that you can invest in. Buy the ones that you need when you need them. Just take that shortcut. Those tend to be your startup costs. Once you get over the startup and you get into ongoing expenses, you will have software expenses. And I told you to budget somewhere between $40 to $100 your first year in business for this per month. This might be your website host. It might be a planning software. It could be other softwares that help you to do the work that you need to do for your clients and stay on task. Also, monthly education should be added to that. And then we have your client-related costs, your day of staffing, and that can range. We have your gifting experience and some other costs related to your clients, like a content creator for the day to help you with your marketing, things like that. And then lots of optional later on costs. Those are your startup wedding planning costs revealed. I'd love to hear from you. What was a cost that you were surprised by? Leave me a comment below. Let me know what cost you expected to be more and what cost you were actually shocked was more expensive than you imagined. I'm just curious. I'd love to hear from you, so drop me a comment below. Also, if you want me to record a video on a specific topic, you can leave a comment on any video and say, hey, Candice, I'd love for you to talk about this, and I will be sure to add it to our YouTube schedule. All right, friend, make sure you hit subscribe. I've linked to some videos here that I think you should watch next, and I'll see you in my next video.